Hi there, my name is Hadley and I'm on the onboarding team here at Brightwheel. The onboarding team is here to help you get Brightwheel up and running at your center. So in today's webinar, we'll make sure that you have the setup steps and the support that you need to get started with Brightwheel. Now, we have a lot of helpful how-to guide videos in our Help Center, but today I want to provide a little bit of additional support. After working with thousands of early childhood education providers, we found out how to make a really smooth and successful implementation so you feel equipped to start using Brightwheel to simplify your administrative tasks and stay engaged with your families and staff. So first today, we're going to cover some best practices when adding your staff and your parents to Brightwheel. We'll then dive in and cover how you as an administrator can leverage features like messaging, check-in, learning, and billing to streamline your daily operations and stay connected with your families. Now, it may have been a while since you had an overview of Brightwheel. To recap, Brightwheel is the complete solution for early education providers. We're here to help you simplify your day and manage the most important parts of your business. We're 100% focused on early education, and our team actually includes a lot of former educators. We truly care about and deeply understand the needs of administrators and teachers, which is why we've designed Brightwheel to be as easy for you to use as possible. We've seen that Brightwheel can save up to 20 hours per week per staff member, and I'm really excited for you to see and start to experience those benefits firsthand. For today, I recommend logging into your Brightwheel account on your computer at mybrightwheel.com to follow along, or you can just view my screen. When you're logged in, we're going to be looking at the tabs along the top of your screen: Rooms, Students, Parents, Staff, Learning, and Billing. Let's start by walking through best practices when inviting your staff members to Brightwheel. First, we'll click on the Staff tab. When adding staff, you can customize Brightwheel to suit your needs. If you want your staff members to have access to Brightwheel outside of your program so they can log into their account on their personal devices, you'll want to add that staff member by clicking the orange Add Staff button and entering their first name, last name, and an email address. If you have tablets at your center and only want your staff members to have access to Brightwheel on those tablets and not on personal devices, just add the staff member with a first name and last name. You can leave out the email here. You can always click into a staff member's profile and just give them access to the classrooms that they'll need access to instead of every classroom. Here you'll see this Rooms box. If I hit Edit, I can come in here and just give Alana access to the infant room, so she only has access to the infant room kids. Another tip here is you can give certain staff members administrator privileges. What these administrator privileges will do is give that teacher access to all classrooms and the tabs like billing and staff. To give someone administrator privileges, you'll click Edit next to Permissions and check that admin box. Once I hit Save, that automatically gives Alana access to all of the classrooms, and now she can view the billing and the staff tab when she logs into her Brightwheel account. Another tip here when you're adding staff members is if you have staff members that are also parents, they'll need two logins, a parent login and a staff login. We recommend adding them as a staff member with their email address and then adding them as a parent with their cell phone number. Another tip here is if your staff members need training on Brightwheel, we have a handy 14-minute long teacher training video playlist on our YouTube channel that actually walks your staff members through app basics and how they'll be using Brightwheel on a daily basis. I highly recommend going ahead and texting that out or emailing that out to your staff members. Now let's move on to the Parents tab. We'll click on the Parents tab at the top of the screen. You may already have some parents added. If so, your screen probably looks a little bit like mine. If you don't have any parents added yet, you can always click the orange Add Parent button next to one of your students to add a parent. When you're adding in a parent, you'll add in their first name, last name, and an email or cell phone number. The email and cell phone is important as this is how we will send their Brightwheel invitation electronically. If you don't have a cell phone or email for a parent, that's okay too. You can always click Print Invitations at the top of the Parents tab and hand out invitations to your parents. To invite parents that have been added with an email or a cell phone, you'll click the Invite All button under that Signed Up column. This will send your parents an electronic invitation with instructions to create their Brightwheel accounts. If you see Add Info next to a parent, it just means you need to add a cell phone or email for them. You can also invite one by clicking Invite next to a specific parent's name. Once a parent creates their Brightwheel account, it will say Signed Up next to their name, like you see on my screen here. Another tip when you're inviting parents is we recommend monitoring your parent signups the next few days after you initially invite them, and you can send reminders by clicking that Invite All again to keep Brightwheel top of mind and to send them a reminder to go in and create their account if they haven't yet. You'll also notice on the far right side of the screen, there's a check-in code column. This is going to reveal the check-in code that your parents will use if they're checking in their child on our check-in kiosk, which we'll talk about in a few minutes here. Every parent is automatically assigned a check-in code when they're added to Brightwheel. Once a parent creates their account, they're able to update their check-in code on their end, and you'll see their updated check-in code here on your dashboard. So now that our setup is complete, our staff and parents have been invited, let's dive into some of the fun features. One of the features that our providers love most is messaging. We know from our research that parents are much more likely to see a notification from Brightwheel than from an email. With Brightwheel, you have the option to send a message, a reminder, or an alert to just one family, an entire class, or your entire program. So it's really flexible to suit your needs. What I'll highlight today is an alert, since this is an easy way that you can message all parents at your center with just a few clicks, and even send a text message in addition to that Brightwheel notification. Under the purple bar, we can go ahead and click Announcements here. I'm going to go ahead and click on New Announcement. And then here I'm going to see a list of my classrooms. I can come in and just select a couple of classrooms, or I can hit this Select All and send it to all the classrooms, all the parents at my program. So I'm going to select all today and hit Next. Now when you're on this screen, this is where you can select which type of message you want to send. A regular message, this message to parents, this will send a Brightwheel notification to those parents. If I send a reminder, it will also send a Brightwheel notification, but I can put in a reminder date. So if you're having a field trip or want to send out some sort of reminder, this is a great way to do that. Today I'm going to send an alert. So when I select an alert, this is unique because I can click Send SMS Message. What this does is this will actually send a text message in addition to a Brightwheel app message to all your families. So I'm just going to type my alert. I'm going to click Send Announcement. And now that alert has been sent to all of my parents. The parents that have Brightwheel downloaded will get a notification on their Brightwheel app. They'll also get a text message. The parents that haven't even downloaded Brightwheel yet will still get a text message as long as we have their mobile number on file. So next we'll focus on the check-in system, which is our most used feature across all of our programs. The beauty of our check-in system is it's fast, easy to use, and flexible to meet your needs. I want to show you quickly, if you do use our check-in feature, what that check-in report will look like on your end. So I'm going to click on Reports here on the top of the screen and go to Check-in. By using Brightwheel to check students in and out, it allows you to have real-time ratio reporting as well as check-in reports that you as an administrator can view, export, or print at any time. Even if a child leaves your program, you will always have access to their records and check-in reports, which we know is important for licensing. And then I can filter for which room I want to see check-ins for, student status, students, and a date range. For today, I want to go back in time and I just want to see, since September, all my check-in records for every room, every student. I'm going to hit Create Report. And here I have all of the check-in records from all of my students. I've been having my teachers check students in, so you can see the director has been checking the students in, but I can see a check-in time, a check-out time, and then signed out by, who actually signed that student out. If you want staff to check students in, you'll use our attendance feature. If you want parents to check students in, you'll use our check-in kiosk. Today I'll highlight the check-in kiosk. Some centers prefer to have a check-in kiosk tablet set up at the front of their center in a central location, whereas other centers prefer to have a check-in kiosk tablet set up in each classroom. Each parent and staff have a unique 4-digit code, which we saw in that Parents tab. As a parent, I would enter my 4-digit code on the kiosk, see my child on the screen, and quickly mark them as here. If you require signatures, you can also collect a signature from parents as the final step. We also have a quick scan option where you can display a QR code on a tablet or a piece of paper, and parents can actually scan the QR code and sign in from their own devices, which is a great touchless option. A benefit of Quick Scan is you can have multiple parents signing in and out at the same time. Next up is learning. The Brightwheel Learning Platform is a comprehensive tool that lets you as an administrator see what's happening in the classroom every day and then communicate that learning with families. With Brightwheel Learning, you have the ability to build out lessons and lesson plans with daily themes, weekly notes, and fully customizable content. We've recently even added some example lessons and lesson plans into your account so you can get some ideas of what other providers are using, and now you can even share lesson plans with families so that students can learn from home. I want to show you where you can find these example lessons and lesson plans on the web. Under that purple bar, we'll click on Lesson Plans. You'll see I've created some lesson plans in here, but there's also this sample Learning at Home with Brightwheel lesson plan, which is also in your account as well. This is a lesson plan that we've actually created and put into your account already. If you click on that sample lesson plan, it will bring up that lesson plan for the week. Each customizable developmental area has an overview for each day and an associated lesson that you can see is highlighted in teal. You can edit or change this lesson plan, select a different room and date, and your teachers will be able to follow this lesson plan from the app in the classroom. You'll also see that there's a Share with Parents button. If you click on this button and it turns orange, that will share the lesson plan with parents so that they can participate with their child from their app at home. Now let's click on Lessons under the purple bar to explore these example lessons that we've created. You'll see here that there are lessons that are already in your account that you are free to use. Let's click into one of these lessons. When we click into a lesson, you'll see a full description, age range, and even associated milestones that you and your teachers can record. We have all 50 state standards in Brightwheel, so you can capture those aha moments with your students and tie it with your state standards. Your states framework will be pre-populated in Brightwheel so that you can easily log observations for each child. You'll be able to pull individual reports for parent-teacher conferences and have even more meaningful conversations with families. A tip here on learning is you can actually update your state standard from your Brightwheel app, so on a phone or a tablet, just by clicking into School Profile, Learning Frameworks, and then selecting your state framework. The last major area we'll quickly cover is one of our most powerful, which is our billing platform. We know how important billing families is for your business. With Brightwheel's billing tool, you can automate tuition and fee collection by sending regular statements. We hear over and over again that parents love Brightwheel billing. As a parent, I can log in see my balance and pay it down ahead of time, or wait for autopay to kick in. A tip here on billing is you as an administrator can decide to turn on autopay. If you do decide to turn on autopay, you won't have to chase down any payments again, and your parents will have another thing checked off their to-do list. If you're interested in getting started with Brightwheel billing, we'll set you up with a billing specialist who will walk you through the process. Just let your onboarding coach know, and we'll get you set up with next steps. I know we just covered a lot of information. In the email you received, there's a one-pager that provides you with more information on the features we spoke about, as well as some of the next steps to get back on track. Just to highlight some of the next steps we discussed already that you should feel comfortable doing after this call, the first step would be to invite your staff to Brightwheel and get them trained and watching the 14-minute playlist on YouTube. The second step, if you haven't already, go ahead and invite your parents to Brightwheel. And then the third step is I encourage you to send your parents a message, alert, or reminder on Brightwheel. As we start to wrap up, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me here today. We hear from directors all of the time whose staff and parents are thrilled because Brightwheel has helped them stay more connected to their kids and just makes their lives easier. We know that implementing a new tool takes some time and effort, but we're here to help you every step of the way. If you have any questions that pop up, please reach out to your onboarding coach. Thank you so much.